Alright, g'day everybody. Sorry about the delay in getting started here. 3 minutes 30, bit of a long way. G'day, Joe. It's been a long time, mate. How's New York? Hope you're well. Good work on the coffee shops. Sorry, I just put a little hedge in for myself. Well, an order in anyway. Wow, okay, so here's the thing. Elon's a dickbag. I wanted to sort of chime in here. I've got a horrendous cold at the moment, so apologies for the horrific sounding me. Look, obviously this has rocked the market pretty darn hard today. We saw a bit of a free fall for a wee bit. Yesterday's selling candle, which closed only moments ago, when I say moments, like 50 minutes, was down 12.8%. Look how fast it went. And then we were down like 6% at one stage. We were down 6% on the day. Now we're up 1%. What the heck is going on? Well. Please tell him, Ashley. Please tell him that I called him a dickbag. I'm happy with that. Be very good. So I wanted to do a bit of a contradiction of Mr. Musk, and I've been a little bit shitty at him for a little while. Sure, he's an absolute, prodigy. He's an amazing man. He's very, very intelligent. But I subject that he's stuffed up here. He's kind of gone a little bit rogue. And what I mean by that, is the guy, since this whole Doge thing that he's been championing, he's lost the plot. All right, so let's go through that. Before we go any further, please like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. That'll make a big difference for me. Thank you. But yeah, he's very contradictory in this particular case. Now, what am I doing? What am I doing as a trader at the moment? I'll tell you. I've got a hedge in here just in case I can pick up a short. I missed this little 5-minute cradle there. And look, I'm managing my risk like you wouldn't believe. And I'm really just looking for the potential of a short to hedge myself because I haven't raced out and done the panic sell thing at all. In fact, I've gone ahead and I've actually bought some more Bitcoin. So yeah, that's where I stand. Not that it matters. You make your own decisions, but I wanted to let you know of that. A hedge here for me could offer opportunity to just hedge. 10-minute candle coming up, 15-minute candle also there. There is the trading side of this covered. It's not about trading this video, all right? It is not about trading. Is it over? Oh, look, I don't know. It's, how long is a piece of string, right? I have no idea if the bull run's over. I believe there's still further upside. Fundamentally, nothing's really changed. What has happened, however, is Elon Musk has come out and he has said, we will not accept Bitcoin for payments of Tesla because of the environmental impact. Now, I think this really, if you're a Tesla shareholder, I think that this would be very concerning, and I'll tell you why. The reason I see this as being a really concerning thing for Tesla is 2 words: due diligence. Now, they've come out now, and this is why there's something going on behind the scenes here. I cannot believe that the wealthiest man in the world and his team in Tesla did not go through and consider everything before they purchased $1.5 billion of Bitcoin, then subsequently sold some Bitcoin because they weren't making profits on their cars to hit their quarterly report, to make it profitable, or something along those lines. I haven't gone into all the detail. I haven't read the report on that, but that seems to be the case timing wise when they sold some Bitcoin. Okay, so due diligence of a multi-billion-dollar company, hundreds of billions of dollars. Let's just buy Bitcoin. Yeah, sure, 1.5 billion, let's just buy it. Now they're saying, we don't like Bitcoin because, it's a little bit, it makes some greenhouse gases bad. Let's look at some of the facts into this, all right? Let's go and have a look at some of these things, right? I'm just going to jump out of my charts right now. Lithium. You've heard lithium. Lithium shares, lithium mines, lithium. It's been going bananas for the last probably decade or so since smartphones came in, all right? Since smartphones came in, it's been going bananas. So lithium is the core component of the batteries that run Tesla, that run our smartphones. Now, we love the Tesla, right? Because it's a green car. Well, I started to dig into some of this, and only because there's things that come to you at times and you read it and you learn about it and all this sort of stuff. But here's the kicker. How do you get lithium? You swing your hands real fast and then you get a block. And what Tesla's got in their gigafactory that they don't tell you is heaps of people doing this, and they just keep going, oh, poof, there's the lithium. It's green. Obviously, that's a load of absolute crap. All right, that's not true. So, how do you get lithium? You dig a hole in the ground and you pull it out, which is obviously really green, really green, more green than any other mining. Because obviously, you know, what they do, the machinery they use runs on oxygen. Oh, hang on. No, that's diesel. It runs on diesel. It's the same big cats. When I say cats, I don't mean meow. I mean stomp that run on diesel. So lithium comes out of the ground, so it's mined. Things that dig holes require diesel. Of course, these are green, right? This is green diesel, green trucks, green cats, green holes in the ground. And it doesn't cause any problems. Bullshit. Check this out. I've gone through and done some research, read a lot about lithium, and here we go. And by the way, this is from Wired, okay? So this is just an article on just an article place. It's not a big research type thing. There are some of those. In May 2016, hundreds of protesters threw dead fish onto the streets of Tagong, a town on the eastern edge of the Tibetan plateau. Tibet, great place to have a lithium mine because no one cares. No one thinks there, no one lives there. But people do care. People that care throw dead fish. They had plucked them from the waters of the Licky River, where a toxic chemical leaked from the lithium mine had wreaked havoc with the local ecosystem. But I thought Teslas were green. I thought, hang on, Elon, I thought that you wanted to not accept Bitcoin because you're worried about the environment. This doesn't make any sense, Elon. Doesn't make any sense, mate. There are pictures of masses of dead fish on the surface of the stream. Some eyewitnesses reported seeing cow and yak carcasses floating downstream, dead from drinking contaminated water. That doesn't sound very environmentally friendly, Mr. Musk. It was the third such incident in the space of 7 years in an area which has seen a sharp rise in mining activity, including operations run by BYD, the world's biggest supplier of lithium-ion batteries for smartphones and electric cars. Mr. Musk, you make electric cars. You probably get lithium from this mine. That's not very like you. You're concerned about the environment. What's going on? After the second incident in 2013, officials closed the mine. Oh dear. Whatever were we going to do for green lithium? But when it reopened in 2016, the fish started dying again. Okay. Elon Musk, you're a hypocrite. Dead fish. I like fishing. You're now my enemy. It goes on. One of the biggest environmental problems caused by our endless hunger for the latest and smartest devices is a growing mineral crisis, particularly those needed to make our batteries, says that lady. About as green as coal. They've wrecked this place, right? It's really bad. Now I could go into more and more, but I will. But on this article, again, I've looked into more of the. This is the Institute of Energy Research, the IER. Lithium prices doubled between 2016 and 2018 due to the exponential increase in demand. The lithium-ion battery industry, which of course Teslas are made from, is expected to go from 100 gigawatt hours of annual production in 2017 to almost 800 of gigawatt hours in 2027. Part of that phenomenal demand increase dates back to 2015 when the Chinese government announced a huge push towards electric. The battery of the Tesla Model S, for example, Elon, are you listening? Has about 12 kilograms of lithium in it. Excuse me. Grid storage needed to help balance renewable energy would need a lot more lithium given the size of the battery required. Now here is another kicker. The lithium extraction process uses a lot of water. Water? I hear you say. Water that sounds like it kills yaks and makes cows float upside down a waterway. Approximately 500,000 gallons per metric ton of lithium. It's not a great deal. That's a lot of water for a little bit of lithium. To extract lithium, miners drill a hole in salt flats and pump salty mineral-rich brine to the surface. Sounds just like fracking, which is obviously very good for the environment. After several months, the water evaporates, leaving a mixture of manganese, potassium, borax, and lithium salts, which is then filtered and placed into an evaporation pool. After between 12 and 18 months of this process, the mixture is filtered sufficiently that lithium carbonate can be extracted. Of course, all of this is very, very green and good for the environment. So again, it looks like Elon's really done his homework here. The due diligence based around his theory of being a green car-making car company. And the reason for Mr. Musk to now not accept Bitcoin, of course, it's because he's looking to save the world. Oh, hang on. No, he's not. He wants to go, screw the world, let's go to Mars. I thought if you wanted to, be green with all that capital you've got, with everything you've got, instead of shooting a rocket to Mars, why don't you just try and work on this planet? Because I'm looking out my window and there's trees here and there's a sky and an atmosphere so I can breathe. There's fish in the sea and there's animals walking around out there. The pictures that I saw recently from Mars, I didn't see a tree. I saw an orange sky. I saw a lot of rock. Looks pretty shithouse to me, Mr. Musk. Can't we work on our own planet? Anyway, that's another one because, of course, I know you care about how much this affects our planet because you want us to go to Mars. I understand. Okay. Another one here. Carbonbrief.org. Now, this is about fact-checking some of the emissions and whatnot that come, or don't come, remember, from the green car industry. Now, they're debunking a lot of these. So essentially what all this is saying is that electric cars are good. And the media announcing that it is good. And we're going to stick to our Paris Agreement to fall below 2 and 1.5 degrees. And Elon Musk is going to help with that. Around half of the emissions from battery production come from the electricity used in manufacturing and assembling the batteries. Manufacturing the batteries, assembling the batteries, half of the greenhouse emissions. That's before they get into your car where you save the environment by plugging it in and using coal, depending on where you are in the world, to get the electricity to charge the car. Got it. Producing batteries in regions with relatively low carbon electricity or in factories powered by renewable energy, as will be the case for the batteries used in the best-selling Tesla Model 3, can substantially reduce battery emissions. That's great. But we're still getting lithium out of the ground. If you like this, please like, share, and subscribe. There's a huge amount in here, by the way. This study has gone extraordinarily deep. One of the concerning things after reading this, and I will not take you through the whole lot, it's long, all right? It's very, very long. One of the concerning things is that the same cars seem to emit different levels of emissions depending on the country. Now, I can understand that completely. If we're in, say, India, where they burn a lot of coal, obviously coal, as they are a somewhat lower socioeconomic society. Of course, a Tesla Model 3 there is probably like as rare as hen's teeth in many areas as they develop their nation and as they sort of try and pull themselves up into a higher echelon of living society, I suppose is what you'd say, like what China's done with their middle class. Not everybody lives like what we do that can access internet and do all this. I can understand that having more there, but Germany, the numbers are very different in Germany to France to the UK, which I find very, very interesting indeed. And I'll tell you why I find that interesting. Because Germany is meant to be a fairly green energy place. They've got a lot of solar. In Germany, Australia, Scott Morrison, we could do that. Anyway, that's by the by. So again, we're seeing very varying numbers. Now, again, look, I want to make one thing clear. I am not bashing on the use of, what are they called? Electric cars. I'm not at all. And I think they're a good thing, and they will become more of a good thing as more of the technology behind them improves to become more green. Now, you can't expect one company to just click their fingers and make a massive change to the world and change the world in a second. But people will lead and others will follow. So for that, I do think Tesla's a fantastic company. I think Tesla's a fantastic company anyway. And with what they're doing. I think Elon Musk is an absolute genius. I respect him as an entrepreneur. I think he's a very, very interesting and phenomenal human being, created from, I don't know, stardust or something. However, my issue is this. If you're going to come out and you're going to say, we don't want to accept Bitcoin as a form of payment because it's bad for the environment. Let's understand this. The car industry and manufacturing of cars has been around for what, over 100 years, since Henry Ford, is it? Started Ford. A long, 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 long time. The move towards green energy and power has been basically driven by Elon Musk. It's been squashed down by everybody else with ulterior motives and dollars in their eyeballs. They don't want hydrogen cars. They want things that can make them money through oil and gas. Flip that over. Bitcoin, 10 years, 10, 11 years, right? That's how long it's been around for. In that time, the last, call it 5 years, we've seen Bitcoin really come to the fore, and realistically, probably the last 4, for the most part. The 2017 run put it on the map. Now we've got this run that's going on at the moment. In that very short, condensed period of time, there has been an enormous drive towards trying to create more green mining technologies for mining Bitcoin. A lot of them are going to solar. Okay? A lot of them are using, looking to invest and buy into old dams, like small hydroelectricity. In 10 years, there is a huge amount of change that is being put into the mining of Bitcoin right now. Why? Because people that are mining Bitcoin realize that it is, taking a lot of energy to mine this. 10 years. And look at what they're doing already. Look at the change that has been implemented. So if you want a forward-thinking market towards progressive change, towards a greener energy, cryptocurrency, and especially Bitcoin, has to be the poster child for that. It's been around for never, like a blip. And they're already on it, and in big ways. It's not just like, someone over here's got a little bit of solar or a bit of wind. No, it's huge. Why? Because renewable energy is the future. It's cleaner, it's cheaper, and often if you run solar properly and it's right there with you, poof, it goes straight in, which means more dollars for the miners. It's driven by the desire of the industry, but also from the profits. But here we are. Can't use Bitcoin. Can't accept Bitcoin for our Teslas because our Teslas don't want to have an environmental impact that is negative because of Bitcoin. And this is where this selling has come from. Now, the last thing I want to touch on here is this manufacturing phase from another article here, theconversation.com. The manufacturing phase. In this phase, the main processes are ore mining, material transformation, manufacturing of vehicle components, and vehicle assembly. A recent study of car emissions in China estimates emissions for cars with internal combustion engines, that's your diesel, petrol, that sort of thing, in this phase to be about 10.5 tonnes of carbon dioxide per car, compared to emissions for an electric car of about 13 tonnes, including the electric car battery manufacturer. And whoa. But everybody tells me that hang, what? Everybody's telling me that electric cars are better. With China being one of the largest emitters of CO2, it would seem that a push towards electric cars or electric or batteries and this lithium driven storage process, which we read in the articles before about China having a big effect on the price jumping, was it 16 to 17 of like 200% or whatever it was? China drove a lot of that because China wants to have greener energy, and that's good. Thank you, China. But when it comes to the cars, when you take into effect the battery manufacturing process, we're actually putting 2.5 tons more emissions of carbon dioxide into the environment by using electric cars. Emissions from the manufacturing of a lithium, nickel, manganese, cobalt oxide battery alone, say that again, were estimated to be 3.2 tonnes. If the vehicle life is assumed to be 150,000 kilometres, emissions from the manufacturing phase of an electric car are higher than fossil-fueled cars. But for the complete life cycle emissions, the study shows that EV emissions are 18% lower than fossil fuel cars. So, long term, it sounds good. And again, I do say some of this in mirth. Again, it's the contradiction that I'm trying to point out here. Elon Musk, you're back to front, brother. You're back to front. Okay? You're back to front. You can't come here and say to me, we can't accept Bitcoin as a form of payment for Tesla because we're concerned about green energy. When you're not doing much else towards that. You can't tell me you're in love with the planet that we live on when all you're trying to do is leave it. Doge, what are you doing, mate? You're tweeting about Dogecoin of all things. You're going to hurt people. Pull your head in, you twit. Or better yet, buy, leave crypto, because your manipulation, your shitty advice about Doge, you're making a joke hurt people, man. Like, sure, you got more money than anyone else in the world, and you sit back and go, ha 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 ha, I'm on Saturday Night Live. Good on you, mate. Good on you. Think about your actions. Think about this space that we are in, cryptocurrency, digital assets, and what you're doing to it. You're making a mockery of it. And he'll just as quickly turn and flip and say, oh, got that wrong, we're buying Bitcoin. Do you know what I mean? Like, does this fall, and just for anyone who's freaking out right here, right? If anyone who's freaking out on this sell-off, does Elon Musk suggesting a very contradictory statement, which I've just shown and proven, about not accepting Bitcoin and the reasons that he gave, does it change Bitcoin? Does it change the fact that there's 21 million, about 4 million or so lost? Does it change the fact that it is a digital gold? It is accepted now as being an asset class. It's not being ignored anymore. It's not being called a fraud anymore. Nearly all the institutions back in 2017 did exactly what I suggested they would do, which was a backflip as soon as they worked out how to make some money. It's just how institutions work. It's how banks, it's how, funds, and they're there to make money for their investors. That's it. They don't give two hoots about much else. Not to say they're bad people, not at all. They've got a job to do, which is to build your pension fund, to build your superannuation fund. I get that. Of course, there's some bad apples in there, but I mean, have you seen these meme coins that are coming up? People are, Vitalik did it. He's rinsing people of mega bucks. It's the same thing. There's unscrupulous characters in crypto. There's unscrupulous characters in the banking sector. There's unscrupulous characters in every different industry. Has this sell-off changed your thoughts about Bitcoin and its long-term, ability to store value, to help you to increase your portfolio, to help maybe break you free from a few things? Because right now I know a lot of people have been acting on emotion, and that's what that candle tells me. This is an emotional driven sell-off by one little thing, and it is one little thing. It's one little thing. Is this a great buying opportunity, or is it time to get out? Now, I'm not going to go into that detail about this because I did do that the other day. I talked about this weekly, and more importantly, I spoke to the monthly. Now, until Mr. Musk came out and said what he said, excuse me, still struggling with this cold, guys, my apologies. We were up here. So let's go back to that 4 hour. Actually, let me just jump back. 15. What time was that? 8 a.m. 8. Okay, the start of that. I'll just go back to the 15. So we were here. We were, fairly weak. We were coming off. Elon says that. Here's the Elon sell. Here's the market freaking out. And here's whatever comes next. Understanding what you're doing, understanding your purposes and what you're looking to do, having a bigger picture. Keyword, understanding. How do you get understanding? Through education. All right? Don't believe everything you see. Don't believe everything you read. Some of the people we may idolize can be absolute twits. Be safe. Be safe. Oh, sorry, you're not seeing the graph. My apologies there. Yeah, sorry, here it is. Here was where that tweet came out, and here's the massive emotions. Now, I'm sure, this is my thoughts anyway, I shouldn't say I'm sure. I have a strong feeling, because we're still within a range, don't freak out. Look, here we go. We've been banging between sort of 48 or, call it 48 and, 62 for a while. That's that weekly consolidation. This has not been good. We're in a nice little climb here. I was hoping to see this as a higher low. We have not seen that. No, we haven't seen that. Right now, we've just broken from a high to a low. It's just killed the trend. It really has killed the trend. It really has. Could you comment on trading ETH Bitcoin? Sure, trade it. It's great. It's trending. That's really all. There's not too much more to say. It's been on an absolute rampage. Margin. Where's my? There it is. Look. There you go. There's ETH Bitcoin. There was the key level. Ba-boom. Can you trade it? Damn straight you can trade it. Can you trade it right now? Trend's still there. Focus on your trends. Know what you're doing. And another thing to bring to your attention is this. When markets fall, they fall very hard. If you, excuse me, if you are not trading and you're a hodler and that's all you do, you're not going to be able to make money on the fall. If you are trading, if you know how to trade. Now, I'm not suggesting that I caught any of the short. I didn't. I fully didn't. I mean, how can I know when, that's going to happen? You don't. There's all sorts of things that occur. But fundamental analysis wouldn't have picked that either. Nothing would. It's just one of those things that happens. If you're trading, you can pick up cash very quickly. Markets tend to fall harder and faster than they go up, even in crypto. I'm excited to see Bitcoin move to all-time highs, and I'm very excited as well. Look, if we can get that. I'm very excited as well for the downside because I tell you what, there's probably trades in there for me that if I can time it well enough, where I will probably make more on the way down after the bull run is over, whenever that may be, when I get the sign to start looking for those big shorts. Probably make more on the way down than I have on the way up through all my investing and trading combined. That's how powerful learning how to trade with margin is, and shorting Bitcoin when it does go south. So guys, have a wonderful day. I just wanted to give a bit of a rant, a bit of perspective, and just to help you guys maybe control some of those emotions. This is just one of those things that happens in crypto. If you're new to the space, it might be very scary. Get it? Oh, look, I came in this morning and went, whoa, my portfolio is down by that much? Okay, that sucks. Have I sold anything? No, I have. Personally, I haven't. That's not advice at all. Never is. But it's Mr. Musk playing funny bugger Musk things, and he'll be feeling the full wrath of the crypto Twitter community today. Keep positive. It's a bit messy out there. Keep your eyes on the prize. If you want to get your free course, go to tradercobb.com. If you want to learn to trade, everything that you need is there. Thanks, guys, for your time. I'm going to go and lay down because I'm cooked from this bloody cold, and that took a huge amount of energy for me.